Good morning. Yesterday I told you about the archaeological sources of India. Now today we will discuss about the literary sources. First of all, I want to tell you that literary evidence are having two parts. That is indigenous sources and next is foreign sources. So literary sources means uh, the books which is manuscript means which is written by manuscripts handwritten, that is called that comes under indigenous sources. And there are foreign sources also. Foreign sources means I want to tell you that many foreigners came to India and they had written many books. From there, we get many sources of that time. We can understand many sources of that time, how they lived and whatever. So that is called foreign sources. Now I will discuss you the manuscript. Yes, previously there were no paper and people had written on animal skin, clay tablets, rocks, pillars, etc. And it was handwritten. It was actually handwritten. That time there was no printing press, so it was written by hand. That's why it is called manuscript. And this manuscript were written on palm leaves that I told you, and some of them still preserved in the temples, monasteries and archives. They throw light on the social and economic life, religious beliefs, practices and cultures of particular period. Now next come scripts and languages. Many ancient societies developed their scripts. They gradually took the form of languages. The language of ancient India depend on the region from where they wrote it, means from where it was written. Some of the languages included Prakrit, Pali, Sanskrit, Tamil, etc. Now we will see ancient literature. Most ancient literatures were memorized. They were passed on from one generation to the next orally. Means one people tell it to another and they listen it and they memorized all the story of previous periods. And they again tell the story to another. This way it was memorized, it was not written. Ancient literature this way. Later these were written. When they understand how to write, then it was written down on palms leaves, bark of the birch tree or animal skin. For example, the Vedas and the Puranas contain detail of rituals, prayers and religious practices of the ancient past. They are classified as sacred or religious literary sources. Many historical accounts and biographies were written by the poet of foreign travelers that I told you. They were classified as non-religious sources or secular literature. Next come BCE and CE. Yes, BCE and CE. What is BCE? BCE refers to before Common Era, means before the birth of Jesus Christ. And CE means Common Era, that refers to the after the birth of Jesus Christ. That is also known as AD, Anno Domini. Historians arrange the events of history uh, a sequence according to the time when they took place. This is called chronology. These historical events are graphically represented in a timeline. Next, geographical framework. Actually, our history also depends on the geographical features. That means the soil type, rainfall, climate, vegetation, etc. Because the total life and culture depends upon the geographical physical features. Because actually what happened when the people are living, it depends on their geographical feature, means how they will wear, what they will eat. It totally depends upon their geographical features. And next, as we all know that Himalayas in the north protected the country from the invaders, while the long coastline of the peninsular India facilitated foreign trade. The fertile plains helped many kingdoms to flourish in the northern and eastern parts of India. Most ancient towns also flourished on the banks of the river, because from there they can get sufficient water. For example, Pataliputra on the bank of Ganga and Son rivers. So this way, geographical factor is also depends on the development of history. Thank you.